Hi guys, welcome back. You notice my hair is different because I dyed it black. Yeah, I was looking through my old photos and I've been blonde for 2 years, so I decided just why not go back to black and just try it out and see how it looks. I like it and it's a bit different. If you have been blonde and going back to black, it's a bit of a shock. So it was for me for sure. Yeah, but so far I like it. Cha helped me do it. I'll link her Instagram down below. So I would just want to do like a holiday, more like festive makeup look to go with my newly dark hair. I already started with my base. I used this Madecassoside sun cream. I really like this one. SPF 39 PA++, and it has Centella Asiatica and Madecassoside, and it doesn't break me out at all. And I've used this pretty much this whole month. Really like it. Really solid sunscreen. Super nice and nice to glide onto. I use it as a makeup base. And then I'm gonna conceal my under eyes with the Salmon Skin Concealer for under eyes. So I just got back from Hong Kong too, and the vlog is, I'm still editing the vlog. There's a lot of footage, so it's hard to like sift through and go through, but Hong Kong was really fun. Hospitality was great, people were really nice, and the food was just amazing. I had this one like giant chunk of like chicken nuggets. Just the best thing in the world. Alright, next I'm gonna go in with my Wonder Tension Pact by Apu. I used this the whole time in Hong Kong too, and it didn't break me out. I feel like I broke out on the plane instead of Hong Kong because I got a pimple when I landed. Probably because the air was so dry and stuff. But I really like this cushion. All SPF PA++, SPF 30. So the thing I do with if the foundation is lighter, I just apply it in the middle of the face and blend it outwards. Still a little bit of redness going on here, so I'm going to conceal more. I'm going to use my favorite powder, which is the Wowder powder. Really solid powder. It's great for travel because you know how like those powders when you travel, the powder gets everywhere because it just moves around. This one has a trap and a sift, so you see how the powder only stays here instead of like getting all over the place, and it doesn't cause flashback. So far this is like my #1 powder in the world. Just really great powder. So when I was in Hong Kong, BTS was here performing. They did some performances at the AMAs. Jimmy Kimmel, I think. I didn't get to watch that one, but I watched the AMA performance and they really did a really wonderful job. You can just tell how much dedication and how much effort and time they put into practicing because they were really on point. Yeah, it was just great to, I guess, see Asian people on television that I could sort of relate to more, I guess. I'm using the Nude Tude palette. I'm gonna use the color Sultry. It is a matte brown color right here. I'm just gonna apply it all over the eye. I want it to be a darker look today, but I just don't know what look I'm going for yet. Another person that also really wowed me was Bruno Mars. I've always been a fan of Bruno Mars. I guess it just made me very proud or happy to see that there's representation in the media for us. So yeah, Bruno Mars has been dominating the industry, so that's a great thing. He's super talented and deserves like so much. I definitely look up to him, and I definitely think he makes so much strides and effort in terms of like music and dancing and instruments. I'm super proud of this year, but even more so because for BTS also because they sing it in Korean. So the difference between that is like definitely having an artist perform in an Asian language that's sort of foreign to Americans perform is quite amazing, and I was really proud, I guess. And honestly speaking, like, I don't want to sound like a cliche, but I really don't see people that look like me on American media. And part of the reason is because most people think I'm Asian American, and most of my friends are Asian American. But our experiences being like FOB Asian versus Asian American is very different, and how I guess the general public perceives us is different. There's a sort of foreignness that they perceive of us Asians, I feel, especially if we don't conform to the American standard beauty, which is like more like tanning, tall, buff, fit men, more scruff. So seeing BTS and seeing that kind of aesthetic that I like on stage and on television, but I watch it on YouTube, makes me really, really happy, and it's very refreshing. One thing I did note, I feel like it's sort of a great thing and a bad thing that made me sad, was that I feel like a lot of the hosts or interviews that they did, interviewers treated them like children. Just the way they talked to them and interacted with them. And also I think they thought they were sort of lesser than the American artists, because I don't know, I don't really watch a lot of the interviews, but the ones I watched, they were asking about like, oh, who's your, celebrity crush, or who do you want to collaborate with the most? And I guess those are fair questions, but I don't see them asking like Justin Bieber, like, oh, who do you want to collaborate the most? Like, who's your idol, sort of thing, because they are idols, like they're pop stars themselves, which is weird because they were asking like BTS, like, oh, who do you like look up to in terms of like music, and I feel like they wanted them to say like Americans. I don't know, I just feel like it was sort of more like, oh, look at these little kids making music, wanting to like appeal to the American market, like sort of thing. I don't know how, I really don't know how to phrase this, but I felt some sort of vibe, some sort of weird vibe. I don't know, they were like sort of patronizing when they were interviewing them. I'm sure part of it is the language barrier as well, not being able to like communicate fully. But I don't know if you noticed, but they talked to them like really, really slow and loud, like they were talking to like children. To me, that seems a little bit odd, because like they're superstars in their own right, don't talk to them like they're like puppies or like people with no opinion, like genuine opinion, like questions. Like I saw some interviews where they honestly, BTS, they look sort of like done with the interviews, just because the questions they gave them were so repetitive and so boring. I experienced that myself, being Asian and sort of working in Hollywood in the beauty industry. I've had people come up to me and look at me and sort of think of me as not like, I think just the way they treat me is definitely different than the way they treat like people that look American. Like they're like, oh, you're so cute, which is a compliment, but also sort of like, oh, you're like a toy, like you're not like a real person, you're like a little Asian object thing. Sometimes, I feel like obviously they don't mean it, but I feeling like that all the time is a little bit like tiring, I guess. I don't know if it's just something that I notice and I'm maybe hyperly aware of or insecure about. I know I am sort of different, but I guess it is ultimately a good step for Asians in America, like having BTS perform on a global stage and people seeing how popular and how, you know, how great and talented they are. Maybe it will open venues to people that look more like me in the film industry, and knowing that, oh, you know, people are actually receptive to, there's a market, you know, people are actually receptive to people that look like us, like Asian people. I don't know, I'm going off on a tangent, obviously. I'm gonna use this brown color as blush. So I want my eyes like really black this time. So I'm gonna go in with the same palette and use Serious right here. Actually, I'm gonna line my eyes first. I'm gonna use a gel liner. After I'm done with that, I just blink really hard so that it transfers a little bit. And I'm gonna use an angled thin brush to smoke it out with a brown color. And this is the shade Serious in the same Nude Tude palette. This is a really great palette, so it's good for travel since it has like a mirror too, and a lot of neutral colors that just flatter any skin tone because it goes really dark and really light. I like it a lot. I'm going to line the ends, create sort of like a downward wing. I don't want to be downer about it. Obviously, it was a great thing that they came, and yeah, I'm really proud, I guess. You know, it's just like proud as in I wasn't the one that like practice and perform and all that, but proud as in that feeling when you followed a group for so long and seeing their success is, yeah, just amazing. Very proud. And I guess proud to be Asian, to be represented is, yeah. And I guess not just represented, but to be celebrated is different than just being like cast on the side as like the nerdy Asian or the Asian professor or that Asian kid that has occasional lines. I think I think it's, you know, people were tweeting about how great they were, and people actually recognizing that we have a spot in the industry. Sorry. My makeup. Okay, sorry about that. That messed up my foundation a little bit, but that's fine. Having a spot in the industry where we're actually celebrated and not just included as props or to fill a quota or as a joke, that is quite amazing and quite an accomplishment. And I don't think people realize how great that is and how great it feels, for whether you're conscious of it or not, how great it feels to see somebody that looks like you on a bigger stage. Because for a long time it does feel unachievable for a lot of people, especially for me too. When I started my YouTube channel, I know like a lot of like Asian influencers have made it, and that's so amazing, but it was for a long time only dominated by American, Asian American, and UK, Europe YouTubers. Like they were always on trending page, they were huge, they went viral, So now, I guess personally for me, because I know that like now there's a lot of East Asian YouTubers that are huge, but personally for me, I always felt like there was gonna be a barrier for me, like like I could never make it past a certain barrier or a certain number because I don't look like what the market wants. And I still feel that about myself sometimes. But I'm slowly learning to accept that there's a lot of power in being different, and there's a lot of power in being not the majority, or not what is I guess the most common. So yeah, it really affected me watching it. It was sort of like a slow creeping realization of increasing self-worth, for sure, because I don't know. It's just a great feeling, and I'm very, very happy, and I'm very, very optimistic of the rest of my life, or my years here in America. So I really want to thank everybody. Obviously thank BTS and all the fans that basically voted for them and supported them, and talked about them and shared it, because without us, the supporters, this could not have happened. I'm gonna pull back. I don't know how it got to this point, and my makeup is all like smudgy now, whatever. Alright, so to make it like festive-y, I'm gonna use this color Snobby right here, and I wanna apply gold so it looks more festive. I think I want more glitter too, so I'm going to grab a glitter liner. This one is by Etude House. It's a tear eyeliner. Not that I need it because I'm already like tearing up like crazy. Yeah, so it looks like this. I like it. I like it. I'm gonna smudge it out a little bit. I am going to use this lip balm, tinted lip balm, so it's easier. I like tinted lip balms because it lasts, and well, it doesn't really last, I guess, but it just keeps your lips nice and moisturized. My lips are always dry. So this is the look so far. I'm gonna add some highlighter. My favorite one is the Artclass by Rodin highlighter. I've used this so much. It works really well for light to medium skin tones, which is what I am, and I'm gonna use it all over the middle of the face, not just the cheekbones, to brighten up everything. I'm actually gonna add a little bit of a lip tint. It's the Dear Darling lip tint in PK01. And I lied, I'm actually gonna use a little bit of blush. This is Milani. I really like this palette because it's first, it's very inexpensive, and secondly, it's a sort of illuminating blush. So thanks for watching. This is the finished look. Very simple, honestly. I just wanted to like share my feelings and talk about, I feel like, things that people don't really talk about or are afraid to speak up against, or they just don't feel. I don't know if they feel it or not, but this is how I feel, and I hope it resonates and with you guys, and also helps uplift you guys, because I want this video to be about positive change and how we always look for positive things that change in, I guess, the social world. And it's good to talk about the negative things, but when positive things happen, we should always celebrate it and acknowledge it. So for me, it's just positivity pushes me a lot. So knowing these small things really makes me happy as a person, and it makes me really proud, and it just helps me in my journey of like self-acceptance, self-identity, and self-love. And I hope it helps you too. And just knowing that you're not alone sometimes helps that so much. Yeah, that's all I had to say. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you took something from it. So that's all for this video. I hope you have a safe holiday. Happy holidays. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and thumbs up. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.